It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chilliefalls.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast. On this, what is today? Today's the 12th day of November, 2025. Coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia. You'll notice I'm in a very unusual position. Folks, I guess I better explain. At 4 o'clock this morning, I took another fall in the bathroom this time. And unfortunately, I was down in a very narrow space on a wooden floor. It was about 40 minutes. Gene, my brother-in-law, tried to help me get up. I couldn't get up. It was about 40 minutes before the EMTs got here, which eventually, yes, I got up. They put me in a chair, did all the checking up and make sure I wasn't injured or anything. I got back into my room and I sat down in my chair and went on and finished setting the show up. Then about 20 minutes ago, I went to get up to go over to the desk. And when I stood, it felt like my knee was going to give way. And I didn't want to take a chance on falling. So therefore, folks, I am in my chair with I don't have my selfie stick to put the phone in. So I've got my computer on my lap. My phone is sitting against the computer, so I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way and still keep the phone upright. I have no idea how the volume and or picture is, so maybe if somebody could stick a quick comment in. Okay, I see Joanne says, oh no, so you are hearing me, and so what's going on? All right, so that's, that's where we are. So, now, to get on with the show for today, we do have, of course, today's show is brought to you by Will U.S. the Owner Scoot Around and by Chilliescruises. I did not want to cancel the show, which was a possibility at the last minute, because I've canceled a couple of shows already and I didn't want to screw that up. All right, the headlines for today's show. The lead story, one killed as a massive wave hits Pier in Tenerife. Also this morning, Juneau prepares for cruise tourism surge. Juneau's been messing with numbers and everything for a long time now. Well, now they're going to get their back up against the wall again. An excursion boat sank. Also this morning, the teen who died on Carnival Horizon, has been identified. NCL Holdings adds to their order. The Blue Origin launch delay, possibly caused by a cruise ship, which made it in our bailiwick. And a port switch for Brilliance of the Seas, and lots more at 11 o'clock this morning. Ironically, folks, today is Chicken Soup for the Soul Day. Yeah, that's a laugh. I could probably use some chicken soup today. Ooh, that's another thing. If getting up to go eat, well, I always get them to bring food in here. My knee's still killing me. All right. This day in history, in 1910, the first movie stunt was performed when Hot Air Tom jumped from a burning balloon into the Hudson River. Okay, so maybe it wasn't Hot Air Tom, but some clown jumped from a burning balloon into the Hudson River in 1910. So, all right, guys. Now, if I can do this without totally going nuts, I'll be back with a quick word and some news after a break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, guys, so let's get started with today's show. The lead story this morning.
A shore excursion turned deadly when a massive wave struck a pier in Puerto de la Cruz, sweeping several tourists into the Atlantic Ocean during a red coastal alert. Authorities confirmed that one of the victims, a Dutch woman, died after suffering cardiac arrest, while several others, including cruise passengers and locals, were hospitalized with injuries. The incident occurred as tourists, part of a shore excursion from a cruise ship docked earlier that day in Santa Cruz de Tenerife, gathered on the pier to observe the rough seas. According to Sebastián Quintana, spokesperson for the coastal safety organization Canarias, over 900 miles of coastline, no one was swimming. They were simply watching the sea when the wave hit. Emergency teams responded quickly, rescuing those swept into the water. Despite efforts to revive the Dutch woman, she was pronounced dead before reaching the hospital. Officials have since launched an investigation into why the pier lacked safety barriers or warning signs despite the red coastal alert in effect, which warned of waves reaching up to 15 feet. Local authorities have urged residents and visitors to heed weather advisories and avoid coastal areas during hazardous conditions as Tenerife continues to experience strong ocean swells. The city and borough of Juneau is preparing for a potential rise in cruise ship arrivals with the upcoming opening of the Goldbelt Ani Cruise Port, a new two-berth facility being developed in partnership with Royal Caribbean Group. Set to open ahead of the 2028 summer season, the private dock will expand Juneau's capacity from 5 to 7 cruise ships per day, raising questions about whether the city should adjust its current voluntary 5-ship limit. While some officials expect the existing restriction to remain, others say the city must assess the potential impacts of increased visitation. Even with visitation limits in place through 2027, additional berths signal future growth, said Jill Lowern, Juneau's Community Development Director. Infrastructure capacity must be evaluated to match potential increases in visitors. Tourism Director Alexandra Pierce added that while the Assembly's direction is to maintain steady visitor levels, the additional berths will substantially increase the community's visitor capacity. She recommended developing a 10-year tourism plan to ensure sustainable growth and minimize impacts on residents. City leaders note that the project aims to enhance infrastructure, ease congestion, and improve the experience for both visitors and locals. Still, many agree that balancing tourism expansion with community quality of life will be a top priority as Juneau enters its next phase of cruise development. The fall and winter months are some of the best times to visit Las Vegas, with cooler temperatures and plenty of seasonal events to attend. Las Vegas mobility rentals are 15% off until November 30th. Call Scootaround at 1-888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 or email Cillie at bookalaska.net. A catamaran sank in the Dominican Republic on Sunday, and more than 50 cruise guests were rescued. The 40-foot catamaran, Boca de Yuma, sank in just minutes after an internal failure led to the vessel rapidly taking on water. Guests were from TUI Cruises' Mein Schiff 1, and the port visit to Samana was a last-minute itinerary addition. No major injuries were reported, and local authorities are investigating the incident. A third Prestige-class ship has been ordered for Regent Seven Seas Cruises in partnership with Fincantieri. The ultra-luxury ship is scheduled to be delivered in 2033, following her sister ships in 2026 and 2030. This new order continues the long-standing partnership between Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings and the shipbuilder. The deceased guest on board Carnival Horizon over the weekend has been identified as 18-year-old Anna Kepner. Kepner was a senior at Temple Christian School in Titusville, Florida, with strong ties to the community. The investigation into Kepner's death is ongoing and no cause of death has yet been confirmed. Kepner is described by her school administrators as a bright, kind-hearted young woman whose presence brought warmth and energy into the classroom. She was high-achieving and had plans for her future that have now been abruptly cut short. She had previously attended Titusville High School, but transferred to Temple Christian School over the summer for her senior year. She was a varsity cheerleader, had earned both her boater's license and scuba certification, and worked at a local aquarium supply store. A third Prestige-class ship has been ordered for Regent Seven. Blue Origin was forced to cancel the second flight of its new Glenn heavy lift rocket after a combination of weather issues, minor technical glitches, and an unexpected cruise ship drifting into the coastal exclusion zone off Florida's Space Coast. The launch, initially expected to proceed despite marginal weather, was scrubbed at the last minute when range safety officials confirmed that a cruise ship heading north toward Jacksonville had entered the restricted area. The vessel reportedly did not anticipate that the launch window would extend to the final minute, placing it within the safety boundary as countdown operations neared completion. Although two ships were detected near the safety range, only one entered the zone and triggered the automatic stand-down. Observers said the ship's northbound track along the coastline brought it too close to the hazard area just as Blue Origin was preparing for liftoff. Beyond the ship's interference, the launch team also faced thick cloud rules, upper-level winds, and minor pad equipment issues, any of which could have delayed liftoff. Blue Origin confirmed that it is working with the FAA and Space Force to secure the next available window, expected within days, once weather and range conditions permit. Zuiderdam arrived at Ocho Rios, Jamaica yesterday, bringing aid, team member volunteers and guests as the country continues its recovery following Hurricane Melissa. During its visit, the ship offloaded nearly 5,000 boxes of relief supplies, including food, water, bedding, clothing, and mattresses. This fall, you can get discounts in our most popular rental locations nationwide. Book a mobility scooter or wheelchair rental by November 30th to take advantage of this limited time promotion. The rental can take place anytime within the next 90 days. Orlando 15% off, Las Vegas 15% off, LA and Anaheim 15% off, San Diego 15% off, valid until November 30th. Reserve online, call 1-888-441-7575, use SRN 11137 or email chillie@bookalaska.net.
All right, guys, that's going to put an end to the news portion of today's show. Now, I'll see if I can pull up the chat room because I don't have a backup computer. But we'll see who's with us today. There's Kenneth. Sophia James says, hello, dear. That sounds funky. How are you doing? You found a travel and cruise industry news show, Sophia. You're always welcome here. Unfortunately, most of my guests don't call me dear. Joanne is with us, says hello to everyone. Bob's here. Hope you get better soon. Man, me too, Bob. this fallen crap. That sucks. This one, guys, was not. This was a purely slip and fall. As a matter of fact, the first thing that I thought was maybe my housekeeper had changed chemicals that she used on the floor, that it was slick all of a sudden, but it wasn't. And yes, I was barefooted this morning, so now I've got to get used to wearing shoes or slippers in the house, something that I've never done. But anyway, so yeah, I've got more changes to make. Hot Air Thomas here says, hello, everyone. Everything is fine. I was when I asked about the sound and so forth. Audio, video, fine from Mike. Thanks, Mike. Bold and courageous of you to proceed with the show. Well, yeah, well, no, not really. It's just that I wanted to get it done. I didn't want to cancel again unless I absolutely have to. There might be times when I have to. Todd's with us. Good morning, Todd. And there's Eli. Greetings, Chillie and gang from hot and sunny St. Kitts. Wow, you really bring a whole new meaning to the show must go on. Yeah, well. Eli says, take care, my friend. Yes, I will. There's Gretchen. Oh, no, sorry to hear you fell again. Yeah, that's Gretchen. This sucks, I'll tell you. Katie says, good morning to everybody. Hi, Katie. Hi there, Tom says, I was wondering if that was Roger that delayed the rocket. Guess not, if it was Carnival. I mean, that's clearly what it appeared, but there was nothing in any of the stories other than the fact that you could see the rocket in the background. So it was just kind of weird, I thought. Let's see. This might. Okay, I got to move that so I can see what Elizabeth's saying. This may be my last time to join the chat before I leave on Friday. I'll check in from time to time. Take care, Chillie, and I'll thank you. Smash that thumbs up button, everybody. Thank you, Eli. All right, guys. That's going to put an end to today's show. Thank you guys for putting up with my silliness here, just to get the show done. And hopefully I'll see you on Friday back to normal and back over in my studio as opposed to sitting in the chair. So let's hope that this is the end of it. All right, guys, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. Hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody, and a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see everybody on Friday.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.